even in spring training, the Mariners did a good job, and the coaching staff did a really good job. It's like, hey, when you come up, here's what your role is going to be, and here's what we expect of you, and here's what you can expect. So they've been great at preparing you for a role that, even though you may not get out of spring training, that you will have at some point in the year. So that role right now for me is to get in and get outs and turn it over to the next guy, trying to be as efficient as I can. Strikeouts are great, but even though they look good on stats and stuff, I can take 3 ground balls or 3 pop-ups too. The goal is to get outs and put up zeros and then pass a baton to the next guy. However you can do that, doesn't matter to me.
Alex Hoppe doing the job last night, pitched 2 scoreless innings, 2 Ks, building up confidence in your bullpen, especially these young arms, is key right now, especially with Matt Brash and Gabe Speier out of that bullpen. You need to have more outings like that from your bullpen, don't you, Bill?
Yeah, this group that's maybe getting in some respects, their first chance, they really are able to go out there and get outs. Like Hoppe, I like him too. I think he's got good stuff, upper 90s fastball with a real tight breaking ball. He's just unpolished. But, you know, when you're not so polished, be aggressive. Attack the strike zone, which is what he's done. But there have been other guys in the bullpen that have picked it up. They have to if this team's going to be successful.
Well, it's interesting. You see last night, you see the box score, and you see, as Chris mentioned, Hoppe threw 2 innings. And, Bill, normally these guys come in from the pen, and it's just 1 inning, 1 inning, 1 inning, 1 inning. I thought it was interesting, even though the game was pretty much in hand. He got to throw 2 innings out there, which gets a little extra work for him.
Yeah, and he's got the makeup. As I just look at him for the first time, an upper 90s fastball with a lot of carry. He's got a slider curveball. He's kind of in the middle of the plate right now. He's not real refined, but the stuff is really good. And he's got great tilt. That's why he kind of reminds me a little bit of Brash. So I think there's something to really love about him. He's not, dependent on deception. He's just got power stuff. And let's see where it takes him. Get a little bit of movement, get a little location. This guy could be really good.
Well, let me ask you this, being the 13-year reliever that you were, when you're sitting down there in the bullpen and guys are not pitching for a week, and Munoz, we saw he had a week off, and Nick Davila, the young guy up from Double-A, he's sitting there for a whole week. When they finally call your number, Bill, how difficult is it to keep your head in the game? And, each night you're thinking, is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? And you're not called. And, just tell me about the mindset as a reliever coming out of the pen after such a break.
Well, I can tell you from my experience, I was a starter most of my career. And when I did get out to the bullpen, and I was sort of in that position where I could pitch any time in the game. I remember standing behind Teddy Aguirre, and they were telling me, hey, Teddy doesn't feel so good. You're the starter for tonight. Oh, my gosh, right? And then there would just be this nervousness that I could feel if the game started to slide out of hand the first 2, 3, 4 innings. I'm like nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof. And yet 50,000 Yankee Stadium start the game, I'm totally fine. So it is a little nerve-wracking. That's why I think you have to be really loose. The guys that are really loose down there are the best. And I was a little more thoughtful, a little more tactical, so I think I got a little more nervous in that role. So I relate to those guys when they're waiting to get their turn, particularly when they're first breaking into the league.
I got to ask you, though, as a starter, you leave a game maybe in the 5th or 6th inning, you got a couple runners on base, and then somebody from the bullpen comes in. Those are your LOBs, left on base.
That's right.
And they give up a hit. Those go to your ERA, Bill. Not the reliever's ERA. Was that tough sometimes when you had to leave a game and you had a couple on base?
Well, you never want to, share that, but yeah, you don't like it going on your ERA. But, what goes around comes around. It's sort of like, errors don't happen very often, but when you're pitching, I've always reveled in that opportunity to be like a regular player, like to pick up the position guys. And I think, a lot of times you're going to give up. I really hate it. I remember when we have the double play and then the runner that you put on base gets wiped out at second, but your runner on the ERA side is still at first base. It's the original ghost runner. So it just never ends. We used to laugh and when stuff like that happened, one starter would turn to another and go, just another earned run. So, yeah, you don't like them.
I love it.